Filipinos aren't just skilled, they're beloved the world over. You'll find them in bustling Kowloon markets, in suburban Canadian neighborhoods, inside Dubai's skyscrapers, and in US hospitals. They babysit, nurse, build, clean, and drive economies forward, often quietly, always with heart. They're more than employees, they're the backbone that keeps many nations moving. They leave loved ones behind, clock brutal hours, stay gracious under pressure, and pour everything into their jobs. But not every story ends well. Some countries tightened their borders and changed immigration rules. Contracts were cut short, doors slammed shut. Thousands of overseas Filipino workers were sent home, sometimes with no advance notice, no farewell, and no plan for what came next. For many, that was devastating. Years of sacrifice evaporated with a single government decree. Returning OFWs landed back in the Philippines without jobs, with few savings, and with futures suddenly uncertain. Then the irony set in. The same countries that expelled Filipino workers began to feel the loss. Hospitals ran thin on nurses. Households couldn't find reliable caregivers. Factories missed deadlines. Governments quietly acknowledged a harsh truth. They had let invaluable talent walk out the door. So they started to backtrack, offering new visas, reopening recruitment, rolling out incentives, and fast-track permits. They suddenly remembered what they'd lost: diligent, respectful, skilled people who rarely underdeliver. And now, they want Filipinos back. In this video, we're counting down the 15 countries that once pushed Filipino workers away and are now scrambling to rehire them. Some of the names will shock you, others will make perfect sense. Stick around, and if you're proud of OFWs or believe they deserve better, tap like and hit subscribe. This is their story, and it's time the world hears it loud and clear. Kicking off our list at number 15, Kuwait. Once one of the hottest destinations for Filipino labor, the relationship turned cold after high-profile abuse cases forced Manila to pull workers out. Kuwait imposed hiring bans and shut down recruitment channels, but the fallout was swift. Hospitals, care homes, and businesses suddenly found themselves understaffed and scrambling to fill essential roles. Kuwait is quietly back at the negotiation table, revising labor rules and formally inviting Filipino workers to return. Employers are sweetening offers, and authorities are slowly beefing up protections. It's not overnight, but the message is unmistakable. They misjudged how indispensable Filipino labor really is, and now they're working to fix it. Number 14, Saudi Arabia. In 2021, waves of Filipinos were sent home amid unpaid wages and busted contracts, and recruitment essentially froze. Trust took a hit. Fast forward to today, Riyadh has rolled out new bilateral agreements, beefed up worker safeguards, and financial guarantees aimed at luring Filipino nurses, engineers, and construction crews back. With Vision 2030 pushing massive projects, demand for skilled hands is surging, and Manila's workforce is high on the list. Number 13, Taiwan. Political friction once slowed hiring, especially in factories and care homes, and many recruiters paused intake. The absence was quickly felt. Now, Taiwanese employers are reopening positions and explicitly requesting Filipino staff again, praised for their discipline, warm attitude, and quick learning curve. Government hiring channels have been tightened and streamlined too. Bottom line, Taipei wants this partnership back. Number 12, Libya. Years of conflict emptied the job market and forced evacuations. But as reconstruction gains traction, Libya is suddenly short on experienced laborers. Private contractors are quietly asking for skilled foreign workers to help rebuild roads, ports, and infrastructure. And Filipino workers, known for grit and competence under pressure, are high on the wish list. Number 11, Israel. Strict visa controls and deportation fear once pushed Filipino families to the brink. Yet during crises, many stayed to care for the vulnerable and their devotion made an impression. Now, Israeli authorities are re-examining rules and easing some restrictions. Families and employers are vocal in their support. Caregivers in particular are in demand for their compassion and reliability, a bond that's proving hard to replace. Number 10. Japan. For decades, Japan has been caught in a demographic storm, an aging society with too few young workers. In the past, strict rules and tough language requirements slammed the door on many Filipinos hoping to work in caregiving. But fast forward to today, Japan is rewriting the rules. New training tracks, special work visas, and caregiver programs have been rolled out. And guess who they're aimed at? Filipinos. In Japanese culture, their discipline, respect, and dedication stand out, making them the workforce Japan desperately wants back. Number 9. Qatar. Once upon a time, Qatar's labor reforms and migration crackdowns forced thousands of Filipinos to pack their bags. But that decision backfired. Industries stalled, projects slowed, and the cracks became impossible to ignore. The tipping point? The 2022 World Cup, which exposed just how fragile their labor system had become. Now, Qatar is quietly pivoting, rolling out better contracts, safer working conditions, and stable jobs. And yes, they're looking straight at Filipino workers to fill the gap in trades, construction, and healthcare. Number 8. Bahrain. When Bahrain slashed its expat numbers, thousands of Filipinos suddenly lost the stability they had built over years. But reality hit hard. Without them, hospitals, engineering firms, and key industries started struggling. Today, Bahrain is loosening restrictions and openly welcoming Filipino workers back. Labor laws have been reformed, processes streamlined, and employers now compete to hire Filipinos for their expertise and attitude. It's a clear message. Bahrain knows their value more than ever. Number 7. South Korea. South Korea once tightened the screws on visas, limiting how many Filipinos could work in caregiving or manufacturing. But now, demand has exploded. Factories and care facilities can't keep up. So the government has launched new worker programs, even creating pathways for small businesses and farms to hire more Filipinos. With added language support and tailored visas, South Korea is preparing for a surge of Filipino workers because they've proven time and again to be hardworking, adaptable, and respectful. Number 6. The United States. During the pandemic, Filipino nurses and caregivers were hailed as heroes. Then many were forced out by tough immigration rules. The result? A healthcare system on the brink. America quickly learned the hard way. Without Filipinos, hospitals collapse. Today, the U.S. is scrambling to fix it. Visa pathways are opening back up, recruitment campaigns are targeting the Philippines, and officials are openly admitting we need them. Nurses, caregivers, and skilled professionals from the Philippines are once again in massive demand, not just to fill jobs, but to rebuild trust. Number 5. Canada. Canada leaned heavily on Filipino caregivers and service workers until delays and immigration freezes pushed many away. Now, with an aging population and critical worker shortages, they're speeding up applications and creating new caregiver pilot programs. And at the top of their recruitment list, Filipinos. Known for their loyalty and cultural compatibility, they're being prioritized more than ever. This time, Canada doesn't want history repeating itself. Number 4. Italy. Filipinos have long been the backbone of Italian households, caring for families with warmth and dedication. But when the economy hit hard times, many were cut loose overnight. Now, Italy is staring down a full-blown caregiving crisis. The solution? Bring back the Filipinos. Jobs, contracts, and protections are being reshaped to attract them again. And because of shared Catholic traditions and cultural closeness, integration has always been seamless. Families are even lobbying for the regularization of longtime Filipino workers, proving that loyalty, once lost, is almost impossible to replace. Number 3. The United Arab Emirates. For years, Filipinos were the backbone of the UAE's booming economy, from skyscrapers in Dubai to bustling businesses in Abu Dhabi. But when economic slowdowns hit, mass layoffs and hiring freezes pushed many Filipinos out. The result? A massive gap that no one else has been able to fill. Fast forward to today, recruitment agencies are reporting a surge in demand, and local employers themselves are requesting Filipino applicants by name. The UAE has realized something simple. The same hands that helped build its skyline are the ones it needs to keep building the future. Number 2. Hong Kong. Political unrest and stricter policies once made it nearly impossible for many Filipinos, especially domestic workers, to stay long-term. But their absence left a mark. Households, families, and entire communities felt the void. Now, Hong Kong is carefully reopening doors, offering stability, and even expanding protections for Filipino workers. Why? Because families know the truth. When it comes to trust, communication, and care, Filipinos are unmatched. Community groups are even pushing for stronger rehiring rights, proving this isn't just about labor. It's about restoring bonds that matter. Number 1. Singapore. Once, Singapore tried to scale back on foreign workers to prioritize locals. But that decision hit hard, especially in elder care, hospitality, and healthcare. Suddenly, the system began to crack under pressure. Now, Singapore is back in recruitment mode, launching special training programs and holding job fairs directly aimed at Filipinos. And this time, the message is clear. They're not just offering jobs. They're offering dignity, stability, and pathways to long-term employment. Singapore has learned that if you want world-class dedication, you call on Filipinos. Because when it comes to heart and skill combined, no one does it better. These 15 countries once closed the door on Filipino workers, some with harsh policies, others with sudden cuts. But today, they're realizing a powerful truth. You can replace positions, but you can't replace loyalty, resilience, and compassion. Filipinos weren't just filling roles, they were the healers in hospitals, the caregivers in homes, the builders of cities, the quiet force that kept nations moving. When they left, something vital broke. And now, one by one, countries are coming back, asking for them again. To every OFW and every family supporting them, the world finally sees your worth. It may have taken a painful lesson, but nations are waking up to the value Filipinos bring, not just as workers, but as the backbone of progress. If you're proud of that strength, hit like, drop a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe so more people hear these stories. Because this is more than a list. It's proof that Filipinos are the heart that keeps the world beating.